getting back to you for this 9 o'clock hour, 9:10, that's a matter of fact. And again, still producing, we have Reverend Dr. Carl Brinkley, and we have our distinguished guest in with us today, Mr. JILIUS Cook III. And we're going to be talking about what they're doing at Fayetteville State University. He's a business counselor. And welcome to the studio, sir.
Hey, welcome. Great to be here, sir.
Excellent. Well, look, let's talk a little bit about you, and then let's talk about a little bit about what you're doing. You are a veteran, correct?
Yes, I am. Retired U.S. Army of approximately 25 years. When I retired from the U.S. Army, I said I was going to go out fishing and relax like most of us state that we're going to do after a career like that, but that didn't happen. 2 weeks after I get out, I was employed again.
Okay. Well, look, there was some gas still left in the tank, Doc. You know, that's what you're supposed to do, man. Come on, stay with it. Okay.
Absolutely. I became a director of logistics for Houston-based Halliburton, working all over the world, specifically the Northern and Southern Balkans, Bulgaria, Romania, Macedonia, Kosovo, providing government services within theaters of operations. I did that for about 5 years.
Okay.
And then I returned home and again tried to say I was going to retire.
Okay.
And that didn't work too long. Ended up going back to Halliburton and operating as a director of logistics in northern and southern Iraq for 5 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Well, look, that's impressive, Doc. So now, what was your job in the military?
Transportation and logistics.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for not saying one of them Bravos, Alphas, and all them other kind of things, because us Air Force folk don't know what that means. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, I said, what do you think? Well, man, I was a tech, Bravo 59, whatever you call it. I'm looking at them like, really?
Yes.
Well, look, appreciate you. I see you have your Master's of Business Administration. Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at Fayetteville State University. I actually earned my bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship. And at that time, I learned so much about it. You know, I learned enough to be dangerous.
Okay, all right.
And I decided, since I am a business owner, I own a small business.
Okay.
Bezzy's Homestyle Barbecue Sauce. I sell sauces and condiments, and we started that business to preserve a family legacy of making sauce products using my mother's recipes.
You know, I'm thinking, I think I met you once. You were out and you had some of that sauce or whatever, you know, because I remember some sauces around here being passed around.
Oh, yes. I'm all over the place.
Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. Okay.
And that's what actually drove me to Fayetteville State, to learn what I didn't know about starting, operating, and maintaining a sustainable business. But once I earned the bachelor's degree, I learned so much there at Fayetteville State about entrepreneurship. That's when I moved on and pursued my master's degree in business administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship. And it really set the tone for me to really understand how to operate a business. So I really have to give a lot of credit to Fayetteville State, the professors, the faculty, because it really set the tone for me to be successful in that business.
Wonderful. Well, you know, and that, you know, I'm impressed with that, because some people just want to do things by the fly, and not knowing that if they would get a solid background in understanding entrepreneurship and business from an accredited, responsible source like Fayetteville State University, that can help you be successful. And some people just don't believe that's the way to do it.
Absolutely. But I'm glad I saw it early on.
Right.
I admired other veterans that was attending Fayetteville State, And they cheered me on. They says, hey, if you want to learn how to operate that business, you need to be at Fayetteville State in the College of Business, because that program will teach you what you need to know, give you the necessary tools for your tool bag to be successful.
Excellent.
And I followed with that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about where you are now, because you with the Veterans Business Outreach Center at Fayetteville State. How long has that been there, and how's that set up, connected to federally, Small Business Administration, and all that? Tell us about that.
Yes, the Veteran Business Outreach Center, referred to as the VBOC, it started in 2010 in the state of North Carolina. We are a resource of the Small Business Administration, federally grant funded, housed at Fayetteville State. Currently, there's 31 VBOCs throughout the United States that represent either individual states or the VBOCs. Some of them with smaller states have multiple states that they provide services to. It's one here in North Carolina. It's 3 members on our team, and we are responsible for providing services and resources to transitioning service members, veterans, their spouses, and widows. And we work closely with the military bases throughout the state of North Carolina in conjunction with the TAP program, the Transition Assistance Programs. And we provide resources to them, such as business plans, helping them prepare their financials, any training that may interest them to help them be successful business owners. And we do that throughout the state of North Carolina. Our primary mission is called Boots to Business, and that is to help the transitioning service members that may want to start businesses. We assist them with those resources.
So you're talking about veterans, their spouses, and widows.
Yes,
or
sir.
I guess widows or widowers as well.
Widowers,
right.
yes.
Right, okay, all right, that's interesting. Okay. Now, what kind of documentation or what qualifications would a person need to provide to be able to get service from you guys?
Okay, one that is merely to be a transitioning service member,
okay,
or a veteran.
Okay.
And if we teach the Boots to Business. We actually have 2 programs. One is called the Boots to Business. That's for the transitioning service members. For the veterans, it's called Reboot. They're similar in nature, the information that we provide, and it's an overview of what it takes to be an entrepreneur or to start a small business. And then for those that are serious about starting a new venture, then they can go to our website, fsuvboc.com, and register to receive business counseling. And at that time, we will talk about their individual business ideas and what resources they may need to assist them with starting their business. And since we are in charge of the state of North Carolina, they can receive that business counseling in person, telephonically, via Microsoft Teams, or Zoom, where they can do it from any location.
Okay.
They do not have to travel to us.
Okay, well, that sounds great. So people receiving your services then, is there a classroom setting for those people that want hand-on-hand stuff, or how does that work?
Yes, the people that may want those services, I travel throughout the state of North Carolina to all of the military bases, Seymour Johnson, Fort Bragg. I go down to Cherry Point, the Marine Corps Air Station, Camp Lejeune, and I also go up to Elizabeth City for the Coast Guard. And then if any small business center throughout the state of North Carolina, if they have 5 to 10 veterans in their area that may request that training, then I will travel to them. And what's unique about North Carolina is that every community college has a small business center.
Correct.
No other state is set up like that. So we support all of the small business centers that have the veterans in their area and may want to attend that training. So we will pack up and provide that training to them.
Because I'm a veteran, but I never heard about you guys. I guess somehow or another, that flew over my head. I missed that. There's probably some more folk uninformed like I am about what you do. How you guys marketing, what you're doing? I mean, how you reaching veterans?
Okay, again, as a part of the transition assistance program, so that's done through the different services on those bays.
On the exit interview?
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm too old because they weren't doing it then.
Yes, and when I retired in '99, programs such as this, it wasn't available to us. But now it's widely available throughout the United States. And I think our offices used to be on the campus of Fayetteville State. And I think strategically, when the Fayetteville Cumberland Entrepreneurial Hub was established, one of the things that was looked at is bring those resources for the veterans and, for the community, bring those resources outside of Fayetteville State so it's more visible to anyone that may need these services. And I'll tell you, since we've been in Bronco Square, Midtown Square, right. I tell you the numbers has really jumped through the roof.
Okay.
A lot of people are now recognizing that these resources are available to them.
That's great. Well, because I was going to ask you that. You answered that question. I was wondering whether or not you were in Midtown versus being on campus. But like I said, campus atmosphere is a great atmosphere. I'm an alum of Fayetteville State myself as well, but driving past 1200 Merchant Road, you wouldn't know what was over there unless you had to be on campus or somebody told you something. But driving and seeing the hub and being beside the the local commerce group there, the Fayetteville Department of Commerce and County, I think you guys are in a very good place where you can get that visibility.
Absolutely, and I appreciate being here today to also get the word out even more so that veterans know that these services are available to them.
Yeah, Fayetteville Cumberland County is an area that has a lot of veterans. Particularly, I think that some of what they were doing, what they're doing at Womack now, was moved from what's the facility up there in Washington area, D.C. area, for medical services.
Yes.
They talked about a lot of that being brought to our community here. So we have a high concentration of population of veterans from the U.S. services.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you, with me, I have a selfless concern for the success of others.
Right.
Especially veterans. Because I look at it, once we establish a legacy in life, we're only good for our time.
Okay.
So once we establish a legacy, then we need to move out the way and help someone else establish theirs.
You better preach that.
We only good for our time, right?
Amen, brother. Oh, look, no argument for me at all. No argument for me. Look, I think you are exactly right in what you're saying. I'm taking, I'm holding on to your very words, and I pray that everyone that's listening to this broadcast today are saying the same thing, because that's what has to happen. You know,
it has to happen.
Right. I mean, that's, somebody should be pointing into us, and we should be pointing into somebody else. That's the way it's supposed to work. You know what I mean? But you know that when you get to be so old, there's no need of being jealous and envious and trying to keep people from doing stuff, because we don't have but so much time on the planet. You might be like I think Joshua lived to be 110 or something like that. I don't know, but the average one of us is not going to do that. We got to realize that while we're here and we're healthy, and we're in our right minds, that we have an obligation to help those behind us, and hopefully those folk can receive what's been said.
Absolutely. One may state, and you've heard this statement where people would say, "Oh, knowledge is power." Well, what good is that power if you can't pass it on to someone else?
That's true. That's true.
It's no value to it if you cannot pass it on to someone else. That's
right. You're right. Well, all that's powerful stuff. We're approaching a break here, and we're going to come back. We're going to chat more. We had a little precursor conversation talking about these HBCUs and the power of them, and people, look, still now, HBCUs are providing 80 to 90% of the education like you are receiving now to African American people of African descent. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody else. I'm just saying that there was a time when we couldn't go to the traditional white schools, and HBCUs were there for a reason. Going to Cheney State, I believe that's one of the very first, and then in North Carolina, Shaw University was one of the first here. But Fayetteville State University, of course, the vision that some men had to come together and do what they did. And then I think in 1971 is when they came in the UNC system. But it's just a huge plus for people now. And the school is diverse. You go out there, it's a whole bunch of folk, of all different colors and everything that are out there. And what's that school in West Virginia? Bluefield. Some folk don't know this. I'm all over the place, but look, you got me talking about it now. Bluefield is an HBCU that is majority white people.
Yes.
That's a fact. Did you know that? Yeah, but he knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a fact, right? But anyway, look, we're going to go to a break and come back, and we will continue our conversation with our guest, Mr. Julius Cook III, MBA, and we're talking business, Fayetteville State University. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
President Donald Trump yesterday signed an executive order to stop excessive state regulation of artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, the president may loosen federal restrictions on marijuana. Craven County murder suspect Dominique Conley has been captured alive. Sheriff Chip Hughes says that Conley was found in an abandoned building north of Vanceboro off Business US 17. The laws for safe travel on North Carolina roads go beyond observing the speed limit and wearing a safety belt. There are several other laws motorists must abide by, one in particular, the fender bender law. And a federal court has ordered the Federal Emergency Management Agency to restore a program that helps protect infrastructure of North Carolina and other states Thursday. Court documents show that North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson filed the lawsuit in July. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Peter Killeen, WIDU Radio News. A consulting firm hired by Cumberland County Schools earlier in the year to evaluate all of the district's buildings is recommending multiple school closures and consolidations while building a few new schools and renovating E.E. Smith High School. Facilities Assessment Specialist MGT of America Consulting was hired earlier in the year to analyze conditions of the district's 85 schools and develop redistricting plans and a list of potential schools for consolidations. The recommendation is for the district to consolidate 5 elementary schools, a primary school, build a new elementary, close 3 high schools and 3 middle schools, and then renovate E.E. Smith. Fayetteville residents encouraged to apply for upcoming vacancies for the city's boards and commissions. Boards and commissions made up of volunteers appointed by City Council to serve as advisors who help shape Fayetteville's policies and programs. A great way for residents to engage in the community. Some boards may require appointees to have a special license or meet certain professional requirements. From WIDU Radio, I'm Peter Killeen.
We'll be on the lookout this morning for some flurries in our northern counties. Up into southern Virginia, there could be a light dusting on elevated surfaces. Mostly cloudy, otherwise partly cloudy toward the Fayetteville area. The high in the mid-40s to low 50s. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight and cold. The low in the low to mid-30s. Warmer for your Saturday. Mostly sunny with mid-50s to about 60 for the highs. Partly to mostly cloudy on Sunday, windy and colder with temperatures falling through the day. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This is Apostle Preston Davis Jr., Senior Pastor of True Love Church International. We would like for you to come out and join us at our morning worship service starting at 11 o'clock a.m. And also on Wednesday night, join us in our Bible study at 7 o'clock p.m., where the Spirit of the Lord dwells and the Word of God is taught. The location is 625 Kellum Circle. Come join us.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry.
I can roller skate while walking my dog.
I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
In local dia. In Latin, local dia means this is the house of the Lord. In local, passway every kind of vida. This is Psalm 123. The Lord is my shepherd. This is Dr. Smith from Warrior Family Ministry. Loving on all y'all again. May God bless you.
This is Bishop Johnny Ray Jr. of the Churches of Worship Worldwide, Apostle J.A. McDonough, 2118 Owen Drive. And we are proud to be a part of the Wake Up. Come and join the team.
And we're back now again to our most distinguished guest today, Mr. Julius Cook, Fayetteville State University, and he is the Veterans Business Outreach Center. He's with the Veterans Business Outreach Center at Fayetteville State University. They're on the other side of the street, what they call Barco Midtown now, and you've been here long enough. Man, I'm excited about everything that's going on. Hopefully all of Merchant Road can grow the way the southern end is growing there by Langland Street, going back to Rowan Street. So it's my hope that all of that will be just blow up for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you've been here long enough to see everything that's happening, that's going on. They've been talking about the growth of the Merchant Road corridor for decades. I know ever since I've been here since 1977, and now this is coming to fruition.
Hey, it's on the way.
Right, it's definitely, And, we were talking about, just the importance of HBCUs. Again, some people, Duke has their business school of Fuqua. I think I'm pronouncing that right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That. And the interesting thing about this guy now, and didn't go to college. Mr. Fuqua.
Right.
Right. Successful person, though. Extremely successful. You know what I mean? But this guy he's not a college graduate. But, still very successful person, though. I don't know. Are you familiar with Mr. Spurgeon Watson?
No, not really.
Now, Mr. Cook, this guy is very interesting because he owns a lot of property here on Merchant Road when you get to Jasper Street moving back. And he ran that before it went into the ownership of what it is now, but he used to run that little store there on the corner. And he is a veteran, but one of those self-made guys, didn't go to anybody's classroom, but he put it all together. Named Spurgeon Watson. Also owns a very nice mobile home park over off of Riley Road. And I'd love for you to meet him. I need you to make that connect. Because, I told him, I said, and there's some people like that. They have, I won't call it a gift, but a skill set that they can do things and not be in somebody's classroom. You know what I mean? They just put it together inside their head. And that's,
absolutely.
I mean, he has a huge, tremendous business acumen. I wish I had it.
Yes. And, I'm also a adjunct lecturer at Fayetteville State.
Okay.
And, I speak to my students exactly, about what you're saying, where sometimes they would say, oh, I may not want this education because education, a college education isn't for everyone. And I have mixed feelings about that sometime, and I look at it where some people says, well, I want to be an NBA star and I want to be a rapper or other professions that they want to get into, but it's not for everybody.
Look, there's a very small percentage of people going to do that.
An NBA star. Everybody can't be a rapper. Everybody can't be a music producer. Somebody have to go to college.
That's true.
To get where they need to be in life. So, very interesting that you mentioned that.
Yeah, because entrepreneurship, we live in a capitalistic society. At the end of the day, it's about that, basically.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's about that. I mean, you either going to be prey or you're going to be the prayer.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying it in a negative way, but I'm just saying is that people need to wrap their brain around that, hey, look now, if you're just going to be a dependent upon government, then you're going to be locked into a level of poverty all of your life. It just, that's the way it is. And then people that come here, that's my thing right here, because I was thinking about this. I read this thing. It said that this is the difference between the African person of descent that was born here, the mindset that we have, generally speaking, not totally, but generally speaking, and the mindset of an African from Africa or from the islands. How that when they come here, when they look at what we do business-wise, their mind is totally different because they come from strong families, all this other stuff. When they come here, they see opportunity. And people that are born here, we don't view things the same way. And we're like, oh, gee, it's a lot of racism, da-da. It is, but understand, how is it that they come here, sir, and they do different and they do better than we do because they have a different mindset?
Absolutely.
I mean, and I won't call names, but I know some folk right downtown. I had an office downtown for about 20 years, and, they started an African restaurant, and, I mean, it's huge, right down Person Street. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is.
Because the different mindset.
Different mindset.
A different mindset. Whereas that we don't have that kind of mindset. And
it's
like,
that entrepreneurial mindset.
They do.
We can teach, we can have classes on entrepreneurship. You learn the attributes, characteristics of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. But that hard work, dedication, perseverance, tenacity, that grit, that has to come from within
Exactly.
an individual. I can't teach someone that.
Exactly. You're right.
It has to come from within. It has to be in you.
Right.
That drive.
So, I mean, you know, and I know because I crunched the numbers because I wrote an article about it not that long ago, but I crunched the numbers not that long ago. The number of students that play high school basketball, talking about the guys now, and then you go to the number of students that make it to D1, what they call the big schools, the Dukes, the Carolinas, the UCLAs, and the Pitts and all that. That number goes, it's a big drop off. But then the number inside of those schools, the D1 schools, that make it to the NBA, I mean, it's less than 200 people. I mean, it's just that, now, I don't want to bust nobody's dream because it's not for me to say what you can and cannot be. But however, if you're doing the math, statistically speaking, it's going to be very difficult to be the NFL and the NBA. I tell these kids, say, I'm going to tell you. I said, well, now, as long as you understand, NFL stands for not for long. So you're going to have to do something after that.
Absolutely.
So they still need those things to work out.
They still need those things to work out. Absolutely. You have to have that plan B.
Right.
You have to have that plan B.
So my daughter, she is a doctor of veterinary medicine, but when she was at A&T, they took them through a course much like what you're describing. Said, look, all y'all want to be vets one day, but we're going to teach you how to be entrepreneurs as well.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, you don't have to be a vet to be working for somebody else. You can be working for yourself, too. You know what I mean? I mean, it just...
Absolutely.
That's what needs to happen.
And that definitely, it needs to happen. I'll tell you, because with education for me, I felt, you know, I feel I did very well in the military.
Sure.
I had a lot of skills where I was able to obtain excellent employment after the military.
Definitely. You work for Halliburton, that's Fortune 500 plus.
Absolutely. But I felt I wanted to do different things in life even after that. And I felt at that time is I needed to put my skills on paper.
Right.
I needed that sheepskin.
All right now.
You know? And in my office, when someone comes in and they speak to me, when they see that sheepskin hanging on that wall.
Yes, sir.
The conversation is different.
Okay.
The conversation is different. Because I know in the military, when I would speak and the way I performed my duties, people assumed that I had college education.
Right.
But I didn't. Because as I mentioned, that I have a selfless concern for the success of others. At that time, I would push all of my soldiers to go to school, get degrees. I wanted to mold and mentor them. And once I retired and decided I wanted to be an entrepreneur, that is when I entered the academia.
Right.
To put it on paper.
Okay. Well, look, let's talk about, let's just talk about the great things going on at Fayetteville State University. I mean, here you have what you're doing in the midst of all of this at Fayetteville State University. I mean, and I think that sometimes people just drive down 1200, past 1200 Murchison Road and not realize the jewel that is on either side of the street. I mean, I think there is just incredible opportunity for us to do a lot of things. And they think that they have to go way somewhere else to get it when there's a lot right here within a bus ride away.
Absolutely. I tell you, Fayetteville State has changed a lot of people for the best.
Right.
I mean, successful people came out of Fayetteville State. Very successful people.
Right.
I've always appreciated Fayetteville State because without Fayetteville State, at this point in time, without them, I wouldn't be where I am.
All right.
So I have to give credit to Fayetteville State. And a lot of veterans that I know graduated from Fayetteville State, and they know and feel that that's the best thing, the best choice they've made to make a difference in their lives. What we've taken away from Fayetteville State and that education, it helped a lot of us establish a quality of life after the military so that we could obtain or start careers that we can take care of our families. And that's very, very important for veterans.
And pass on generational wealth.
And pass on generational wealth. Because I'll tell you, much as you may know, coming out of, when I came out of high school in New York, I had no idea what I was going to do in life, and I chose the military. And when I was getting out of the military at that time in 1999,
okay,
I had no idea what I was going to do after that.
Right.
You know, but I came upon the opportunity to work for Halliburton, but again, I knew that that one day was going to end.
Well, yeah, but I say this, Halliburton didn't hire you just because they were trying to fill a quota. Those those kind of companies, the corporations, they don't do that. If you didn't bring a skill set to the table, you wouldn't have a job, correct?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And there's all this stuff people talk about, oh, you just here because of this or that. No. These corporations, look, they're about making money, and you got to have your act together and do your stuff. If you know your stuff, then you get a job.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because they want people that can help them achieve their goals and bring money to their shareholders.
Absolutely. While providing the best service possible to the client, which was the U.S. government.
Look, exactly. So, I mean, and that's what happens, and I think that if we could just inject everybody with that understanding and know, and stop complaining, because ain't nobody gonna give you anything. Look, if they do give you something, it's gonna be very little. They're gonna be
absolutely.
They're not gonna give you the loaf. You're gonna get the crumbs. I know. I'm off script here, folks, but I'm just trying to help somebody. Look, quit begging, because it ain't. You're not gonna get anywhere like that. You're not. You can beg all day long, but they're not gonna give it to you.
No. Not at all. And one of the statements I like to make is that, and especially to young folks, there's no loyalty in the streets.
No, it is.
None whatsoever.
None.
You have to have that mindset to do what you need to do in life to be successful.
That's true. That's true.
Some say it takes a village. The village ain't responsible for you.
Right.
The village can assist you, but they're not responsible for that.
Well, when they're playing ball, the guy that tossed you the ball, they call that an assist.
Exactly.
But you got to make the shot.
You have to make the shot.
You have to make the shot. Assist is good, but you got to make the shot.
You have to make the shot.
That's it. And so, but everything that you described, Mr. Cook, is exciting. Glad to hear about this. I hope that individuals that are listening to this would become empowered and fired up to want to gain more knowledge about what you guys are doing, and particularly because I want to learn more about it myself. And I still walk around and I can think. So ain't no need of me throwing the towel just yet. But I want to learn more about what you're doing for my own personal interest.
Absolutely.
And you know, because look, while you're here, you might well do something.
Absolutely, and I welcome, you know, and let me go a little bit further with that. When we talk about the entrepreneurial hub,
right?
We have other resources there. We have the Small Business Technology Development Center there, and they offer no-cost services to everyone.
Right.
Especially existing businesses that's wanting to scale their businesses. We have resources there for that also, and we offer a number of training programs. We have space available if you're working, you have a home-based business, you work from home, but you wish to get out and change your environment for a little while. You can come in and we have space there with computers, printers, that you can come and use at no cost. We have conference rooms where businesses can come in and use that space. We have classrooms where we offer the space for entrepreneurs to have the events there, business meetings, and work with all our teams in the hub to receive services that will help them either start or operate successful businesses.
And you know, and I would encourage people that it's not about the age. I mean, the guy that started Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think he was something like 75 when he got it off the ground. And Stephen Covey, people are familiar with him. He was a college professor at either at Utah State or the University of Utah. But anyway, all of that Covey stuff started when he was about my age, about 70 years old. He was between 66 and 70 when he started that 10 Habits of Highly Successful People, wrote the book. And then at a time you could go to the airport and all you see was Covey stuff everywhere. You know, I mean, so if you're still here, might as well get up and do something with it. You know what I mean? Don't just don't throw it in.
A number.
Look, I'm telling you, I read this autobiography once with Bill Russell, and it was funny, but in a way, I applied to my own life. Bill said this. You know, he played for the Celtics, and they won 13 championships, and nobody's ever done that before, ever. Of course, there wasn't as many teams, but still, that was historic. You know, that's what a real dynasty is. This 3 and 4 thing, they call that dynasty. That's not a dynasty. Dynasty is the winning 13 championships, 13 rings. You know, he don't have enough fingers and toes to put them all on, man. You know what I mean? You have to set one on his head. But in his book, he said, look, man, he tell his players, he said, look, they're on our schedule, so we got to play them. And if we have to play them, we might as well win.
That's
so
it.
I look at life like that. Look, if you get up, put them feet on there, and say, thank you, Jesus, I'm alive and I'm awake, let's go for it, you know?
Let's go for it.
I mean, and you still here. So I know there's some people that say, I'm not going to do anything, but, you know, I'm not driven that way. I'm sorry, I can't. Just sitting around doing nothing is not going to work for me unless I'm disabled and I can't do any better. But I'm talking about for me now. I want to be engaged.
Oh, the same here.
And I want to learn, and that's why I'm going to come by and check you guys out, because I'm going to see what y'all can do to help my mind and help me. You know, I want to be a lifelong learner. I don't, you know, that's me.
That's it, and we would really appreciate it if you do come by and see what we do there, look at the services, and it's an excellent facility.
Right.
When people come in there, I mean, they have that wow effect.
Right. Well,
because
no.
a lot just don't know that it's there. They pass by and look at the building, but sometimes don't venture in. But once they do, then they tell everyone.
I'm coming. I know Reverend Carl's been down there because his honey is down there. So I know he's been down there. Not in office, but I've been Yes.
That's it. Come on over.
Come on over.
Yes.
Because he's a vet too now. Look,
Oh,
He's
yes.
He's a vet. You know, he didn't dodge any bullets, but he was trying to help him out. You got so you got them guys that you got them guys jump out the planes, the airborne, and then you got the chairborns.
That's it. I was chairborne.
Oh, you chairborne too? I ain't mad with you. You got a good ASVAB score. Why you don't go out there and expose yourself to all that danger, man? Come on.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, look, we appreciate you being in with us, and certainly you're welcome to come back, and we can chat some more. But I want to go down and get a first-hand look myself as to what you're doing, and appreciate the great work that's going on at Fayetteville State University. Certainly to all that you all do for our veterans. I think that this country, and I'm saying this, I am a veteran, but I just think I hope I would feel this way if I had not served in the military. I think this country owes so much to our veterans, and they don't realize that the people that didn't come home.
Absolutely.
In that mess that I was in Vietnam, they call it, 58,000 people didn't come home. That's a lot of people, 58,000. And if you look at the wars, WW1, WW2, think about the people of African descent that, look, they were fighting for other people's freedom that looked like the two of us, and they didn't have freedom themselves,
Absolutely.
But now, some things have changed, but still, veterans deserve so much, and they don't get what they deserve.
And that's why when I speak to veterans and they ask us, are our services free? And I inform them they're not free, but no cost to you.
Correct.
Because with your time in service and the sacrifices you've made to allow people in these United States to enjoy the freedoms they have,
right,
you've already paid for it.
That's right.
So it's not free.
Yeah. When you serve, it's like paying it forward.
You're paying it forward. Yes, sir.
Right. Well, look, I've enjoyed you. Thank you so much, sir. Look forward to chatting with you even more. And, all of you Army guys, salute you. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Take care.
Thank you.